Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another PFL fight prediction video. In this video, I'll be predicting the four quarter fights for PFL World Tournament 9 2025 finals. I said finals, whatever case. It's like 2 a.m. I'm just going to get it out. So, it is what it is. Or you could say Rabadanov versus Davis. But yeah, let's just get into these predictions. Shouldn't take too long. I believe I already predicted this fight high key. I think Nelson's a pretty decent fighter. But I think Isaiah Diggs should be able to use his wrestling to great success to be able to grind out a decision over Nelson. I'm going low confidence. Like, again, I haven't really seen Diggs really tested, so you'll know how who's going to show up, who's not going to show up. There's no real reason to go average or high confidence here. But Diggs should win this one. So in this one, I got Isaiah Diggs via decision. Now to our next fight, we have in the welterweight division, we got Kennedy St. Louis versus Chris Mixon. And how do I feel about this one right here? Let's see. Going Kennedy St. Louis. He showed a great improvement in his last fight. And I'll go second round submission for Kennedy St. Louis. I think he should be the better striker. Should be able to physically impose his power and his size on Mixon, break him down, and I think tap him out second round. So in this one, I got Kennedy St. Louis via second round submission. And my nose always decides to get stuffy when I'm doing a prediction video. It'd be fine the whole day. I do a prediction video, get stuffy, but it is what it is. In this one right here, next fight we got in the bantamweight division. We got Kavalof versus Wilson Negrroni. And how do I feel about this one right here? Is I'm going, yeah, I'll go average confidence for not Kavalof to beat Wilson Negrroni. Negrroni doesn't look nothing too impressive, to be honest. I think Kavalof should be able to grind him out to decision, and that's just straight up. I don't think Negrroni does a special, solid, well-trained fighter, well-tested, but nothing particularly stand out here that would say that he should be able to be some big test for Kavalof. Be a good body out there to give him some, something to work with. But other than that, like Kavalof should be able to, do what he needs to do out there. So in this one, I got Kavalof via decision. All right. Now to our next fight, we have in the women's flyweight division, we got Sabrina Desa versus Sarai Arasco. And how do I feel about this one right here? Is I'm going low confidence, Sabrina Desa to beat Sarai Arasco. And mainly going low confidence because I don't really know D'Souza. Like, I haven't seen, I watched her fight this time, that time. I watched her fight in 2020, 2021. See her beat X, Y, and Z. So I can't, like, I'm seeing so much about her. But this probably should be, like, average confidence. But, again, it's just a lack of, resume, basically. But, yeah, Sabrina D'Souza should be the bigger, stronger woman, better everywhere. I think she'll be able to break Sarai Orozco down and sub her in the second round. So, in this one, I got Sabrina D'Souza via second round submission. Now to our next fight, we have in the lightweight division, we got Biagio Ali Walsh versus Adrian Grundy. And I literally don't know I know who he is, but I don't really know who he is, and I'm not going to trying to find out who he is. Like, he got to show me who he is. And based off what happened with the other Ali descendant, it's been like a couple Ali descendants that just flat out choked. One very recently on a PFL card. I think one in the boxing realm a couple times down. Or it was probably even a couple, but as far as the recent memory from this branch of the family, yeah, boxing recently, a big one in MMA recently. So, yeah, that obviously ain't going to measure up to their grandfather or whatever. And maybe great-grandfather. They ain't going to measure up to him at all. Not even close, not even a smidgen. But, yeah, I can't put no great confidence here. But I think they're going to try to give him a decent match here. But I'll say Biagio Ali Walsh. I think he is a little bit... Is it the same one that lost? No, it's literally the same one that lost. And he's a heavy favorite again against another unsung black guy. But, yeah. They're probably trying to give him a win. But this is by no means a buy high spot. Leave it alone. But I'll go Biagio Ali Walsh. I think he'll... fight a lot smarter here. Mix the strikes up and just win a decision here. So in this one, I got Biagio Ali Walsh via decision. Now to our next fight, we have in the women's flyweight division, we got Juliana Velasquez versus Ekterina Shakalova. And how do I feel about this one right here? Is I'm going average confidence, Ekterina Shakalova to beat Juliana Velasquez. And I'm just not really saying no life for Velasquez. Shakalova definitely disappointed in light of her last fight. But this is a fight that she already won. This is a rematch. And I think Shakalova should be able to come through again and stop Velasquez once again. I think she'll be too big, too powerful. Be the opposing will on Velasquez again. And again, it's not like Velasquez is showing any signs of life. Like, she's not really showing like she's going to be able to initiate any takedowns, showing top control. She's not really showing no great striking. Like, it's like Velasquez doesn't really have the biggest pulse. Like, give her a step down in competition. Maybe she'll rejuvenate or give her a stylistic match, or maybe she'll rejuvenate and look like the former champion she is. But, is she like 40, 38? So, yeah, she is up there in age. And age affects everyone differently. Like, some people be looking the best they ever looked at 38. Some people just look washed at 38. Not to say she's washed, but she's not showing me any signs that she all of a sudden gonna come here and be a different fighter. So I don't see how this one could be, turning her favor to get her a win. Like, it might be a more competitive fight than the first time, but I don't see where it's gonna be like any signs that's gonna show that she's gonna come with a better game plan. She's gonna come here with more pop on the punches. She's gonna come more aggressive with the takedowns. I'm not seeing any signs of that. So I think Shakalova is gonna be the pressure, land the heavier shots, get her to the ground, and sub her in the second round. So in this one, I have Ekterina Shakalova via second round submission. Now to our next fight, we have in the featherweight division, we got Burnell, or why they said featherweight, but they said 155 pounds. It's feather, what's going on here? It don't matter anyway. At the end of the day, these two guys are fighting. It don't matter what the weight class is. I'm just predicting regardless. But Burnell versus Robert Watley. How do I feel about this one right here? Is I'm going low confidence, Burnell to beat Robert Watley. Watley seems like a solid fighter, but he hasn't been very active, in his career so much, especially not recently. He hasn't been extremely active. He does seem like he has a good wrestling background. He does got a decent build and some power, but again, not a super fundamental striking threat, to be honest. Good wrestling, good power, again, good build for that. But I think Burnell has, been in with some solid wrestlers. And I don't think Watley's going to, as far as the people that have beat him with their grappling, they apply a lot of pressure and they do a lot of volume. They do a lot of kicks. And Watley's not really a big kick picker. He's not a big, heavy pressure, heavy volume type guy. Like, he might be heavy pressure and look for the takedown and might try to touch you with some power and then take you down. But he's not a guy that's going to constantly swarm you and put volume in your face. So I think Burnell should be able to address the grappling, and I think he should be the more active fighter on the feet and should be able to scramble well against Watley's wrestling. And again, just be the busier fighter. And he has definitely fought a lot of the best fighters that have not, aren't in the UFC. And I think he fought some of the best fighters that are in the UFC. But yeah, he's a solid veteran that has, I think, matter of fact, he was in the UFC at one point. He was in the UFC at one point. Yeah, he was. Short stint, but he was in the UFC. He was in Bellator. He's been in PFL. So he's been around. He's fought a lot of the best guys around the world in and outside the UFC. So he's dealt with people, at least the style. I'm not going to say people was like Watley, but he's dealt with a style. And Watley's definitely going to be looking to wrestle here. And I think Burnell can deal with his wrestling and just be the busier striker, be the more effective fighter out here, be the one dealing more damage and not giving Watley so much control time, and beat Watley by decision here. So in this one, I got Burnell via decision. Now to our next fight, we have in the bantamweight division for the bantamweight championship, the tournament finale. We got Marceli Alves versus Justin Wetszel. And how do I feel about this one right here? I'll go low confidence Marceli Alves to beat Justin Wetszel. Both guys have been, coming in and showing out fight after fight. I think Alves has been like the underdog in pretty much all his fights. Wetszel was like the underdog in, I think, his first fight of the tournament, but, his second fight of the tournament, he was, I believe, the favorite. But yeah, Marceli Alves, like, they've both been showing up a lot in this tournament. Marceli Alves, for me, has been showing up a lot bigger. Like, I feel like Wetszel, even at the fight he won, it arguably could have went the other way. Like, he, it's not a bad decision that he won the fight. And probably the better decision that he won that fight. But, again, a close fight, whereas Marceli Alves, he's been out here just kind of close fights. The first fight was semi-close, but it wasn't that close. It was very clear. Like, you can't argue that it should have went the other way the first fight. And definitely not the second fight. Like, he just was picking him apart down the stretch of this, really running away with that fight. But yeah, Marceli Alves, I think he has, and it's not like Wetszel even is a great offensive grappler. It's not like he's a big power striker. He kind of just like a well-rounded, tough, savvy, veteran type. So you just trying to lay on him, yeah, he could kind of scramble well and make you work, or you just throw on power shots, and that's all you got, and you got no gas tank. He probably could, outlast that and then push back. But Marceli Alves has shown great gas tank throughout this tournament. He has shown extremely solid takedown defense and underrated offensive grappling as well. So I think Alves should be able to address what Wetszel brings. I think he should be able to pick apart Wetszel or at least deal damage consistently throughout this fight. And I think he can stop Wetszel. I'm gonna say, I'll say third round TKO for Marceli Alves. I think he'll be able to address, as far as be the one dictating this fight on the feet and on the ground. If the fight on the ground, Marceli Alves will be one dictating. Or if Wetzel trying to take him, Alves might reverse him and put him on his back. But I just feel like Alves is gonna be the one in better position to dictate in on paper and with his skill set and his build and his attributes, be the one better able to dictate his fight, put Wetzel on the back foot early and often, crack him with big shots, chew his leg up, break him down, and stop him in the third round. So in this one, I got Marceli Alves via third round TKO. Now to our next fight, we have in the women's flyweight division, we got Liz Carmouche versus Jenna Bishop for the women's flyweight tournament finale. And I'm going Liz Carmouche, low confidence to beat Jenna Bishop. Yeah, the kind of Watanabe fight definitely comes up. I think Jenna Bishop, with her grappling, she's very live in this fight, in my opinion. But that kind of Watanabe fight comes up. And Carmouche has had 2 fights against Watanabe. And has definitely had a lot of success striking with Watanabe. And Watanabe was causing Bishop a lot of issues. And I think Carmouche should be the stronger physical fighter. She's definitely far more experienced. And I don't think she's even giving up much age. Like, was it 41 versus 39? So it's not like, for all this experience she has, been fighting at a high level for, what 15 years, basically, might as well be. Strikeforce, many years in the UFC, some years in Bellator. Like, she's been around. Like, she's only given up, 2 years of age versus Bishop. So Bishop, still very new to this game. And she's 38, or 38, 39, only 2 years younger than Carmouche. So I think Carmouche, with her experience, I think she'll be able to address the grapple. Also, she has been in some judoka. She's been in there with, what's her name? I just talked about her, on this same card. What's her name? Velasquez. She beat her twice. She beat Kavalof. So she's been there with some solid grapplers. She beat both of them twice. She beat Watanabe twice, and she beat, matter of fact, she probably beat, Velasquez 3 times. Because she beat Velasquez 2 times in Bellator, then she beat her 1 time over. So she beat her 3 times, damn near. But anyway, yeah, Bishop's going to be live here. She's dangerous for sure, but I think Carmouche's experience will prevail. Her strength will prevail, and that experience with the IQ that comes with that experience will come in here. And I think she'll be able to hurt Bishop on the feet. Bishop has not really shown great striking defense, and a lot of times she's relied on her heart to keep the fight. But I think Carmouche will be able to continue to crack her, break her down. Let me see. What should I say? This is probably a 5-round fight. So I say third round TKO for Carmouche. Could see this going to decision. Could see this going to split. But I'll say third round TKO for Carmouche. Carmouche hits way too hard. She's way too experienced. And Bishop's, again, lack of defense is very concerning here. And I can't see her taking big shots from Carmouche for 5 rounds. So third round TKO for Liz Carmouche. So in this one, I got Liz Carmouche via third round TKO. Now to our main event, we have in the lightweight division for the lightweight tournament finale, lightweight tournament championship of PFL. We got Rabadanov versus Alfie Davis. And how do I feel about this one right here is I'll go average confidence, Rabadanov to beat Alfie Davis. So Alfie Davis is an electric striker. He's showing improvement in the grappling defense. I'm not super impressed, but, it's definitely something. And if you could give yourself another opportunity and being as dynamic as he is, he give himself one takedown stuffed, or is able to get back to his feet one time and give himself another 10, 20 seconds, or give himself a chance to land 1 or 2 more strikes, again, he could change the course of this fight. But Rabadanov has been looking on it. He's been looking like a guy that could just jump right in the UFC and be, at the very least, a top 10 fighter. So he's been looking very good lately. And he's getting more, his power in his hands is getting, more, the power in his hands continue to get more powerful with every single fight. At first, he was a decisionator type of fighter, real well-rounded, but, clean striking, clean grappling, but not couldn't really put a stamp on people. But now, he got power in all his punches, his jab, his straights, his hook. He just really cracked out his ground and pound. The power is translated to his ground and pound. And Rabadanov could definitely hold his own with Davis on the feet. He has more experience fighting for world titles. He has more experience winning world titles. And, at a high level, at the highest level, well, not the highest level, the second, third highest level, because it's not the UFC, not Bellator, but Bellator about to be dissolved, but at a pretty high level. Basically, about high as you can get without being in the UFC. And I think Rabadanov will be the more well-rounded fighter. I think he'll be able to mix it up, and I think his power will continue to showcase, and his striking and his grappling as well. This one, I think it's gonna be a little bit of fill-up process because Davis is a very dynamic striker, and Rabadanov gonna respect that. But I think Rabadanov gonna be able to apply the pressure smartly, touch him with that jab, break Davis down, get him to the ground. And, finishing off some ground and pound. I see a second round TKO for Rabadanov. I think he'll fight pretty smart, set his stuff up, not try to walk into anything or let Davis walk him into anything. And, stay composed. Definitely look to initiate the grappling a lot of here. Get some Davis on the look at. And then when Davis starts to drop his hand to defend the takedowns or reactive takedowns, he can come over top with some power shots and look to crack Davis and then set the takedown up and, again, break him down using all of his martial arts or using all of his mixed martial arts. And then TKO and Davis with some hard ground and pound in the second round. So, in this one, I got Rabadanov via second round TKO. And so that concludes my fight predictions for the full card of fights for PFL World Tournament 9 2025 finals. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and come back for more videos. Peace.